Good day everybody, my name is the Welsh Assassin and welcome back to my channel. Today's something a little bit different. We've seen a tier list on my channel before, but it had a narrative story driven element behind it. This is just a damn right basic prediction video on a tier ranking website for the 2025-2026 Premier League. Right, so last year, with how my team, Manchester United, played, we finished in a god awful position of 15th. We ended up just narrowly beating Wolves and Tottenham, which is a regret. I would have so much rather the top of the table, but of course we can't get that because Manchester United are bottle jobs as of recency. So without further ado, enough more of the waffle, let's get into it. So straight up the bat, I think Burnley are going straight back down to relegation, immediately followed by Sunderland. I'm happy Sunderland are back, but I think they're going to be the new yo-yo club. They're going to come up and then go back down to the Championship, come back up to the Prem, back down to the Championship. They're going to be what Norwich and Fulham used to be, constantly up and down, up and down, up and down. Burnley is more or less the same, but I think they'll have a little bit of scares in between. Next up, however, I don't think Leeds are going back down at all. I hate to say it, I really do. I love this team. They have a big soft spot for. I have a big soft spot for them, but the way they've been playing recently, they should be doing better. That's Wolves. I think their time's up. They've had what 5 to 7 years of consecutive Premier League football, but it's time. Like, let me just get this up. You guys, Wolves finished 16th last year. Tottenham 17th, United 15th. I can't really say much, can I? But Wolves, oh, the whole bottom is just nuts. Tottenham, Wolves, United, West Ham, and Palace shouldn't be this low. Palace is more or less fine. It's these three here, well, these four really, that we shouldn't be there. So, with that being said, Wolves hasn't done much in the transfer window. Neither has Manchester United. But Wolves, again, your time's up. And I hate to say it, I love Wolves. You've got a soft spot in my heart, but it's time to go down. As for 17th all the way to 7th, so I would have started from the top, but predicting winner all the way to 17th is a lot harder than going from 20th to 7th. So, based off what I know, knowledgeable, of course, I am going to say Everton will be 17th, will be the 17th team. You've always been flirting with bottom of the table recently, and I think it's about time you get almost relegated. But you're going to fight against Wolves and against the next two teams, I reckon. And the next two teams are Brentford. Oh, well, I should swap these quickly, really. You will be fighting. Oh no, that was fine, was it not? Yeah, it was fine. So yeah, Everton. The fight for relegation will be Wolves, Everton, Brentford, and Palace. So that's 17th, 16th, and 15th sorted there. And then West Ham, 13th and 12th. See, this is difficult. 13th. See, there's so many good teams. I mean, 13th have to be Leeds. You've come up. You deserve to be home. You came home. This is where you're meant to be. I'm not arguing against it because this is where Leeds should be. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, we're 12. So 12th place, comfortably, Fulham. Immediately followed by Brighton. I say this for these two, being they are going to show the Premier League that they are the new mid-table teams. They're going to stay there for many, many years, and they're not going to budge. They'll get that one odd spell of just great for the first half of the season, and then they'll fade back into what they know in the second half of the season. So I'm looking at the winners, and then I'm looking down here. It's like, let me get all the top 6 next to each other now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tottenham shouldn't be there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right, so 10th. 10th I'm giving Bournemouth. Their U's did stupendously well last year, and I think you're going to keep that up. You're going to keep that going. You're going to keep the fluidity. You're not going to drop the ball at all. And I'll be so upset if you do. You deserve at least 10th. You got 9th last year. 10th would be great for Bournemouth this year. 9th, however, I'm going to put Spurs at 9th. And 8th is United. It has to be. I don't see any other major teams going down. These are the final 7. With that being said, I'm sorry to say this, but 7th, it's going to be Nottingham. Yous are going to stay there. You've done so well. You got 7th last year, 7th this year again. I would be happy. I'd be happy with it. Conference League, 100% happy. Again, 2 years in a row for Conference League, I reckon. 6th. Now this is where unpopularized opinions come through now. 6th last year was Aston Villa. And 5th was Newcastle. This time, your roles are going to switch. 6th Newcastle, 5th Aston Villa. Now, 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. I'm a big fan of what I've done here, from Newcastle all the way down to Burnley. This I can definitely see. Burnley at 20th. Sunderland at 19th, Wolves at 18th, finally going back down to the Championship. It's not that's a good thing. Everton at 17th, relegation battle will be between Wolves, Everton and Brentford and Palace in my opinion. With Sunderland, Burnley just immediately going out. Again, 16th and 15th respected places, of course. I think West Ham are going to pull their finger up their backside this year and actually do better. Leeds, they're going to prove themselves that they shouldn't have gone down when they went down 2-3 years ago. They deserve to be in the Premier League. Fulham and Brighton and Bournemouth, these 3 are just going to constantly be in love with each other. They're not going to move. They're going to stay next to each other the entire year. Spurs and United for 7th, 8th and 9th. Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, this is when they wake the hell up. They go from bottom table all the way to top half. Not top to top half, which in my opinion sprouts from 12th and above. Right. As for 7th, 6th and 5th, Forest, Newcastle and Villa, I think this is the year that one of these 3 will stay consistent and always get that top half. And it is, I can't pick and choose, but the team can. If they show their worth, they can prove everyone wrong. And Forest, Newcastle, and Villa being the new Manchester United or Tottenham, I wouldn't have it any other way. If we can just swap Tottenham out for one of these three, I'll be happy. Sorry, Tottenham fans. I've got a fair few friends of Tottenham. I know I'm getting it in the neck later. Anyways, enough about that. Let's speak about the top three. Well, top four, really. Actually, no, it will be the final four. So, fourth, after what I've seen last year, Liverpool winning, Arsenal tight, right behind them with second, Chelsea and City constantly arguing. I think it's going to be a lot more wide. There's going to be a lot more gaps of points here this year. And fourth, I think City. And no, they're not in order, it's just randomly picked. But fourth is City. I want Manchester City to stay in the race for top three, but with how well Arsenal is structured, how much discipline Chelsea now have, especially with the being the champions of the Club World Cup, they've got enough fire in their bellies to absolutely smash the top of the Premier League, which makes them my number three. Chelsea just have so much more fire behind them than Manchester City do. I do think this year is going to be close between City and Chelsea, and then it's going to be close between Liverpool and Arsenal. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong, but this year, Manchester City staying in top flight, this is when they wake up as well. They'll be like, what we're doing the past 2-3 years ain't been great. They wake up and then they start winning again, which I do not want to see. But my nanny is a Manchester City supporter, so happy the day's there. Now, this is where it comes down to. Liverpool or Arsenal? Arsenal or Liverpool? I have my winner going back to back. I think it's going to be like last year. There's going to be 10 points between Liverpool and Arsenal, but it's going to be tight all the way through till the final probably 8 to 10 games, and then Arsenal start dropping points again. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is my 2025-2026 Premier League standings. Winners being Liverpool, second Arsenal, third Chelsea, fourth Manchester City. All these four are getting Champions League football. Then for Europa League, we have at fifth Aston Villa. For Conference League, at sixth we have Newcastle, seventh Forest, eighth Manchester United, 9th Tottenham Hotspur, 10th Bournemouth, 11th Brighton, 12th Falmouth, 13th Leeds, 14th West Ham, 15th Crystal Palace, 16th Brentford, 17th Everton, 18th Wolves, 19th Sunderland, and 20th Burnley. And that's my prediction. Again, Burnley and Sunderland, they're going to be the lowest pointers. They're going to be tiny compared to the rest of the table. Wolves, Everton, Brentford and Palace, I think, are going to argue for relegation, mainly between Wolves and Everton. And Brentford and Palace will be fighting to try and not go down to the relegation fight. West Ham all the way to, I think, Tottenham. West Ham to Tottenham is going to be how close can we get to Europe? How close can we really get to Europe? The main fight is going for Europe, I reckon, is going to be between United, Forest and Newcastle. With United, Forest and Newcastle, I think it's going to be too close to call. United have finally pushed themselves up, with Tottenham right behind them as well. I would be so happy to see Manchester United and Tottenham back into Europe. But I think one more year will be fine without European football. I generally will be fine with it. As for Newcastle and Aston Villa, as I said earlier, they're going to be like tippy tappy, constantly playing around with each other. And considering that sixth last year was Aston Villa and fifth last year was Newcastle, they'll switch for this year, and the next year they would have cemented themselves as big Premier League teams, which will now make the big six to the big eight. Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, and Newcastle. We will have a big top eight, and I will not be surprised if Nottingham is knocking on the door next year to enter themselves into that conversation. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do succeed and then they become the ninth big team. Unlike Bundesliga, League One, and La Liga, there's only like 1 down to 5 teams or 1 down to 2 teams. It's between 1 or 2 or 1 and a couple more. Unlike the Premier League, let me just bring up last year's table. Unlike the Premier League last year, first to second, there were 10 points. From third all the way down to, say, I think, seventh, so City to Nottingham. I remember actually having a chat with my girlfriend about this. Manchester City all the way down to Nottingham. So third to seventh was a completely coin toss with the final couple games to go. And my girlfriend's a Chelsea supporter, so I'm happy that she's got there. But City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Villa and Forest were constantly arguing towards the climax of the Premier League. Brighton, they were just chill with Bournemouth. Well, with Bournemouth and Brentford hanging about, just constantly tailing them, just not getting there. Fulham and Crystal Palace were just having fun directly in the middle, whilst Everton, West Ham, Manchester United, Wolves and Tottenham were playing tag. Tag, you're it. Let's see how far you can get now. Tag, you're it. Let's see how far you can get. As for Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, I'm sad to see them gone, especially Leicester, but they'll come back next year. It will be a fight, and I reckon they'll stay up next year. But comparing my Premier League table for next year to last year's, I generally think I've not done half bad. So, again, first, Liverpool. Second, Arsenal. Third, I've gone Chelsea. And fourth, I've gone Manchester City. So, I've compared to last year's, I've swapped City and Chelsea. Fifth, I've got Aston Villa. Fifth last year was Newcastle. Sixth in mine for this year, I've put Newcastle. Last year, sixth was Aston Villa. I think Tottenham's going to stay in the same position. Brighton, nope. Bournemouth, nope. Brentford, nope. Fulham, I wasn't even counting. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. Okay, yeah, no. Nothing's the same besides first and second. And I generally think this will be the league. And I wouldn't be upset if it was. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't me being a 100% knowledge with ball knowledge, a person with ball knowledge. This is just my personal opinion, what I think will happen, and I'm sorry if I've upset any of you fans out there, but being a Manchester United supporter and understanding where we were last year, I hope to God what I'm saying is close to what I can get. Either way, my name's been the Welsh Assassin. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, Hwyl fawr.